Oh my god. Oh my god. It's 48 hours. It's fucking 48 hours. It's 48 hours to the new update. Do I go with Kazuha? Do I go with Ayaka? Do I go with Kazuha? Do I go with Ayaka? Oh no, I forgot about the swords. Do I go Miss Splitter or do I go Freedom Sword? Miss Splitter, Freedom Sword. Ayaka, Kazuha. Ayaka, Kazuha. Everybody, calm down. Let's take a breath. Genshin has just announced the new banners for Ayaka and the Miss Splitter Reforged that are coming with the new 2.0 update. Let's actually take a look at both of the banners and compare them with the existing banners with Kazuha, and let's see if they're actually a better pull or better value than the ones we already have. Let's get right into it. Alright everybody, here we are with the new banner. So, officially, miHoYo has released the Twitter that, yes, it is confirmed, Ayaka is going to be the head, the 5-star of the first banner. Then alongside her bandmates are Chongyun, Ningguang, and Yanfei. If you guys want a more in-depth discussion about these characters pre-release, I do suggest you watch my previous take and discussion on the implications of this banner, and also, you know, each character as it pertains to, you know, their pulls and whatnot in my previous video. But just as a, you know, a recap, remember, Chongyun actually doesn't really need constellations. So it doesn't really matter if you get constellation for Chongyun, unless for C1 you're looking at, you know, main DPS, C2 support. Ningguang, you probably want a C3. Yanfei, you probably want C2. So, you know, a lot of these characters can function very well at lower constellations. So you don't necessarily need to go hard on this banner to get 4 stars. But in terms of Ayaka, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but it seems like her constellations will be you know, the key to unlocking her full potential, meaning that at C0 she might not be as functional as we'd like her to be. Granted, this is all, you know, pre-release information, and I don't want to bite my tongue just yet. So for now, let's actually take a look at the other banner, Kazuha. So let's look at Kazuha. As you know, as we've been able to play test him and, you know, work with him for the past 3 weeks or so, Kazuha is an amazing unit, and to much of our surprise, he's actually an insane elemental shield shredder. If you guys don't know, Kazuha's swirl reaction is able to increase the elemental damage bonuses of the characters he swirls with. Not only one character, but 2 different types of elements. Because of that, he's able to create a lot of elemental damage and elemental reaction damage that's able to shred shields and do crazy amount of damage. Kazuha is just an amazing unit, and, you know, for a lot of elemental comps, he is such a great switch in. Let's look at the 4 stars. Rosaria, we already know, you know, most, if not all, of her potential. She's not the best 4-star, but she's an amazing burst supporter, as well as a very good sub DPS physical DPS user. Razor, another amazing unit. Razor, you know, comes to us as a main physical DPS. You know, ever since, you know, the first few patches, Razor's been pretty much the same, and, you know, even with the elemental mastery buff, he doesn't really change much, just because he likes to mainly focus on that physical side of damage. With Bennett, we already know, is insanely strong. You know, out of these banner mates, Bennett was the must pull. Either get C1 Bennett or C5 Bennett. I really believe that, you know, if you're trying to go all the, you know, if you're trying to invest in Bennett, you either go C1 or C5, right? So you either, you know, get at least 1, or you can go all the way to C5. Never get C6. And if you guys need an explanation for that, I'll probably make another video. But for Kazuha, I honestly believe that these units, as you know, sub DPS, you got a main DPS here, you got a support here, like these units can actually be a team on their own. Whereas these units, you're looking at Ayaka, right? You're looking at Chongyun, who likes to infuse himself with cryo. Honestly, I consider him like a 4-star lesser Ayaka. Then we have Ningguang, and then fucking Pyro Ningguang. So if you want to think about it, this is Ayaka, lesser Ayaka. Ningguang, Pyro Ningguang. They're almost two of the same character, There's a lot of redundancy within this banner. Not to say that these units aren't great, but if you're looking for more variety, I really highly suggest the Kazuha banner more, because you get a support character here, you get a sub DPS character here. She can fill like a couple roles. He fills literally almost any role. You want Bennett on almost any team. Razor is an amazing main DPS unit if you don't really have a strong, main DPS, and then Kazuha, is able to slot in through any elemental reaction team. With Ayaka, we haven't obviously play tested her yet, so we don't know what comp she's able to fit into, but most likely she's going to be the main or sub DPS cryo user. And she's going to function very, very well with, permafreeze comps and other such, team compositions. So, realistically, Ayaka fills less roles and is less versatile than Kazuha is. The banner mates, even though these two are very strong DPS users and Chongyun's okay, Bennett is just so much more valuable than all these three characters combined, realistically. So if we're looking at banner to banner, just off the top value-wise, with Kazuha and Bennett, I believe this banner outweighs this banner by a lot. But if you are missing a Pyro main DPS, if you would like a very strong solo Geo DPS, and on the off chance you get Ayaka, if you're free to play or a lower spender, if you get Ayaka, she's a really, really decent cryo unit. Not to say that she's going to upstage Ganyu, but Ayaka's going to be a very, very good cryo unit for your team. But when it comes to overall banner, I have to give the edge to Kaya. Kaya, Jesus Christ, Kazuha, oh my goodness. Now, chat, let's look at the weapons banner. And there are two things we actually need to consider. First, obviously, is the weapon spread. So, with the new weapons banner comes the new 5-star Inazuma sword, the Mist Splitter Reforged. Currently, we do not know, it's not released, the stats of the Mist Splitter Reforged, so I don't want to, lean too much into that for now, but we know that the Mist Splitter Reforged is going to be a very, very good weapon. The Skyward Spine is an amazing, amazing, amazing pole arm weapon for a lot of characters. I use the Skyward Spine for my, support Xiangling. You can use it on your support Zhongli. There are a lot of units that the Skyward Spine is very applicable for. Next, we got the Sacrificial, I believe this is the Sacrificial Greatsword. The Sacrificial Greatsword is an amazing unit, and especially since we're going to be getting a free Beidou. Beidou functions very, very well with the Sacrificial Greatsword. It's not the best weapon for her. Obviously, the best weapon for her is the Skyward Pride, the 5-star, but the Sacrificial Greatsword providing, the extra energy recharge is a pretty comparable weapon. Then we have some of the Favonius weapons. We have the Favonius Pole Arm, we have the Favonius Single Hand Sword, and the Favonius Codex, which is the Catalyst. All these three weapons are pretty good. I would have to give the edge to the Favonius Sword. The Favonius Sword is very, very applicable and used by a lot of the 4 and 5-star single sword hand users. As well, the Stringless, which is probably the best weapon out of all of these. The Stringless is insanely good. Characters like Venti, characters like Fischl, Elemental Mastery, I don't know, Ganyu, if you're running that by chance. Very good. There are a lot of units that can benefit from a Stringless. Venti, Diona, and Fischl, such and such and such, right? So honestly, these 4-star weapons are very, very good. This banner overall is insanely good. Now, let's look at the current existing weapons banner with the Freedom Sword and the Skyward Atlas. The Freedom Sword honestly is a very, very niche weapon. It's pretty niche. As you guys already know, the Freedom Sword is an elemental mastery based single hand sword, right? And this weapon is specifically made for Kazuha. Let's be real. It is Kazuha's weapon, right? Boosting elemental mastery, boosting the plunge damage. It is for him. I mean, you know, I couldn't think of a better weapon. It is his best in slot, and it realistically only functions on him the best. Then we have the Skyward Atlas. The Skyward Atlas is a pretty good weapon, but obviously is beaten out by the what is it? The Forbidden whatchamacallit? Yes, so the Lost Prayer to the Sacred Winds is actually the best 5-star catalyst, but the Skyward Atlas works great on, DPSs like Yanfei and Ningguang. So, if you pick up a Skyward Atlas by chance on this banner, you're going to be able to use it on some of the upcoming characters on the character banner. Then we have the 4-star weapons. Let's go with the Alley Flash. Then we have the Alley Hunter, and then the whatever this is, the Wine and Song. The Wine and Song's okay. It's not great because it is a catalyst that tries to fix the stamina issues, but then lacks the actual functionality of some other catalyst weapons and overall DPS. The Alley Hunter, please tell me this is Alley Hunter. I'll probably just keep correcting myself if I'm wrong. But the single hand sword is an amazing weapon. I actually am using it on my Kazuha, even though weapons like the Iron Sting and the Lion's Roar are more consistent. I really like the Alley Hunter. It's a great weapon, boasts high attack and has that elemental mastery substat. Then we have the Alley Flash, which is a great weapon for characters like Fischl and some other more attack oriented bow users. We have Dragon's Bane, which is terrible. We have the Favonius Greatsword, which is terrible. So honestly, if I were to give a grade to the 4 stars, it'd probably be like a B- at best, and then the 5 stars it'd probably be like a B+. So if we're looking at weapon, in the weapon case, I would have to give an edge to the Mistsplitter Reforged, this new set of the Epitome Invocation. The 5 stars are just better than these 5 stars. The 4 stars are just better than these 4 stars. Second, not only must we consider these weapons, but chat, remember, we are looking at a new weapon pity system. If you guys recall, you guys should also check out my I think a video that came out like a couple days ago, talking about the new weapon pity system, and it was another discussion video. But because we're getting a new weapon pity system, it might behoove you guys to actually start building up pity on some of the Epitome Invocation. So that maybe if you don't get the Mistsplitter Reforged right now, maybe in a week or two when you're able to build up pity, build up pity and build up more resources, premium gems, maybe then you can actually score the Mistsplitter Reforged, or vice versa, whatever you want, right? From the Epitomized Path, I believe it's called. But again, from the discussion, we concluded that obviously the pity system is even worse. It's just worse than the existing character pity system. So it's really catered more towards the whales. Remember, you need to pull 2 off banners. So you either need to pull the opposite weapon or an off banner to score an extra point. So once you get 2 points, into the epitomized path, then the third weapon or the third 5-star that you're pulling is guaranteed to be the weapon you chose. So if you have the resources in order to, you know, score 3 5-star weapons, I'd say go for it. Then basically you're guaranteed either the Mist Splitter Reforge or the Skyward Spine. And these weapons most likely, sorry, when I say most likely, I'm referring to the Mist Splitter, is going to be very, very good, very, very applicable for, you know, characters like Ayaka, possibly for characters like Keqing. Keqing has been, you know, the main Black Sword user. And if you guys don't know the Black Sword is a Battle Pass weapon. Very, very good Battle Pass weapon. But maybe this Mist Splitter Forge could, you know, bring out Keqing's real potential, depending on what it does. If you guys would like to get ahead and look at some of the stats and look at the passive of the Mist Splitter Forge, I do suggest you guys go to Honey Impact. It is a site that, you know, generally takes a lot of the leaks. Pretty credible. They pretty much get, you know, 95-98% of you know, the information and content correct. So if you guys would, you know, like to do more research into this new weapon banner, I suggest you guys go into Honey Impact. In conclusion, the character banner with Ayaka that's coming in 2.0, I'd say is less valuable than the already existing Kazuha banner. And if you guys have not picked up Kazuha and you guys, you know, are either free to play or you guys are you know, low spenders and you guys have pity and are in arm's reach of, you know, getting a Kazuha, I honestly, you know, suggest getting Kazuha over Ayaka as of right now. Maybe, you know, I eat my words, you know, a week when it comes out. Maybe she's going to be like the next coming of Ganyu. But, you know, we'll have to see. In terms of the weapons banners, I do have to give an edge to the new Epitome Invocation, boasting the Mist Splitter Reforge and the Skyward Spine. I think the 5-star weapons and the 4-star weapons are just so much better than the ones that we already have. With that last piece of advice, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you guys got something out of it. Comment down below whether you guys are pulling for Ayaka or not, or whether you are looking towards the weapon banner as well. Subscribe if you like to see more videos, and ring the bell if you guys would like to be notified when my next video goes live. I'm going to be having more updates as 2.0 rolls around and as 2.0 comes out. So again, thank you so much for all your guys' support. Hopefully this video helps you out, and we'll see you next time. Josh out.